Hello, hello, hello. We are about to get started. We are about going to go ahead and get started. We are on day 6. So hold on, I'm going to come on camera and get it started. All right, guys. Hey. Happy Tuesday. It is the first Tuesday of the month. And I'm excited to come on here to talk about day number 6 of the 100 days of believing bigger in you and in your business. And I am your girl there. I'm just gathering my notes upon here. Gather my notes on today. Thank you for tuning in. Again, I am Theron. I'm a branding and visibility expert who uses photography, marketing, and media to help women over 40 show up in the marketplace. Also, I am one of my passions is helping women over 40. Not just women over 40, women in general. It is my mission here on earth to empower women and young girls to dare dream big and take the small steps where they're at. So that's what I do also, besides being a branding and visibility expert who uses the marketing, photography, and media to help women over 40. So we're going to go ahead and get started on our 100 days of believing bigger. 100 days of believing bigger, and we're coming from the Marshawn Evans 100 days of believing bigger. I'm calling it 100 days of believing bigger in you and in your business. It talks about in the back of the book. So if you have the book or don't have the book, get the book and join in. It says, have you ever been limiting yourself, maybe getting in the way of what heaven has for you due to doubt, fear, or feeling like a bird? It had to come up here. Or feeling too flawed? You're not alone. You were made to believe and live bigger, and this devotional journal can help guide the discovery drawn you confidently toward God's one-of-a-kind dream for you as his beloved daughter or son, whoever watches the video. God has awakened something magnificent within you, whispering truth about who you are, why you matter, and what you are here to do. Step out, take the next 100 days to uncover your true identity and unleash your faith like never before. A higher destiny filled with possibility is calling you. So just recap again. We are on day 6, but these past 6 days is all about the trust. It's all about the trust. So first day, we talked about trust made simple, and we had an acronym of trust, of being total reliance upon spiritual timing. And so we talked about that, and we talked about how has trusting God's timing been a struggle for you? What might God be trying to teach you in this process? So day 2 was seeing the unseen. We were talking about Noah. Faith led Noah to listen when God warned him about the things in the future that he could not see. He obeyed God and built a ship to save his family. So Noah's story is a wonderful example of what it looks like to truly trust God. So we talked about that on day number 2. Day number 3, we talked about perfect timing. And which one of my favorite scriptures, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not into your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will direct your path. So we talked about perfect timing, and when it comes to trust, remember we're talking about total reliance upon timing, not just partial trust in areas where we feel the odds are in our favor. So that was day number 3. Day number 4, we talk about releasing perfectionism. Coming from Psalms 138, the Lord will perfect that which concerns me. Your mercy, O Lord, endures forever. Do not forsake the works of your hands. And we talked about it's easy for us to trust in our own abilities, accomplishments, and experiences as indications of our capabilities. But the Most High God is the DNA that we're carrying in. And He has the entire world in His hands. And He has the view that sees all things. All things. Not some, but all. And so this prayer on that day was, when your hands touch my life, failure is impossible. Thank you for placing my perfectionism with your perfect will and way. Day number 4. Day number 5, we got to talking about walking on water. Meaning faith first, right? And then proof. We talked about, and I like this, draw me out of the boat of familiar and safe man-made methods. I commit to keep my eyes on you. Invite me into miracle signs and wonders. And so, y'all, now we are on day number 5. We are on day number 5, and I'm so excited about day number 5. Let me check my audio and everything. Hold on. Prayer on that day was, when your hands touch my life, failure is... Okay, good. Hold on. All right. Prayer on that day was, when your hands touch my life, failure is... Okay, good. Hold on. Hey, girl, good evening. Prayer on that day was, when your hands touch my life, failure is... Okay, good. Good evening, girl. Good evening, Katina. So we are on day 6. We are on day 6. Ooh. Got paper came out of it. Okay. All right, so we are on day 6. The faithfulness of God. The faithfulness of God. Let me get to my notes as well as the book. All right, so day number 6. Is all about believing in you and your business. Today we're talking about the faithfulness of God. And I want to say this slow. God's faithfulness is not based on your performance. God's faithfulness is not based on our performance. It's not based on how consistent we've been. It's not based on whether we went well, yesterday went well. It's not based on last year went well. It's not based on whether you got scared and hesitated. God is faithful, period. So let's read. The scriptures is coming from 1 Thessalonians 5:24. He who calls you is faithful. He surely will do. He surely will do. For doers and achievers, right? Hold on. I think I got a burp. There we go. For doers and achievers, it can be difficult to be still and wait to see how God's plan is going to unfold, because we are all impatient people. It's natural for us to want to know, and I'm adding this to be nosy. We're nosy. It's natural for us to want to know what's ahead and how it's all going to come together and when. And maybe you're the type who's not afraid to do their part. Give you a go and you'll make sure it happens. But what if your part is letting go? Sure, it's easy said than done. It is. But this season is more about surrendering than anything else. And surrender is a complicated balance when we're trying to help our families build a dream, change lives in the process. Your effort won't always be enough to create the outcomes you desire. Here's the good news, though. The verse above, which is he who calls you is faithful, he will surely do it, gives us the stress alleviating promise that God will surely do it. I needed that right there. Not you, not me, he, God, will surely do it. There's some breakthrough that only can transpire with the move of God's hand. We can't force it, we can only flow in it. I'm just going to sit right there for that. Because believing bigger in you on day 6 is a reminder that you are still covered, even if you're unsure. Even when you took a step and then doubted yourself. Even when you got excited and then you got overwhelmed. Even when you started out strong and now feel a little shaky. God didn't change his mind about you. Sometimes believing bigger in yourself is remembering I'm not holding everything together by myself. You don't have to prove you're worthy of the promise. You just have to stay open to receiving. Now the question from the book is how are you getting in the way of what God is doing by trying to make something happen versus putting it in his hands? A lot of times we like to do instead of sitting and being still and knowing that he is God. Sitting still, getting still in that still moment and knowing that he is God. The prayer is, Lord, my hands naturally default to busyness, don't it? It says, Lord, my hands naturally default to busyness. Raise your hand. I got my hand. Raise your hand. That's me. Remove the spirit of anxiousness from my heart so that I can rest in your time and alignment with the work of the hands. Let me reread this. Remove the spirit of anxiousness from my heart so that I can rest in your timing. Align the work of my hands with your heart and plan. If you're just joining in, we are on day 6 of 100 days of Believing Bigger. The topic is the faithfulness of God. The faithfulness of God. And what that looks like for you in believing bigger in you is it a reminder that you are still covered, even when you're unsure. The faithfulness of God. Hey, Kiki. The faithfulness of God is what's going to cover you. And that matters, especially on days like this when you're doing the work but you're tired. Believing bigger in yourself, meaning you took a step again and then doubted yourself. You got excited and then overwhelmed. You started strong and now you're feeling shaky. God didn't change his mind about you. Remember that. God didn't change his mind about you. People can. Circumstances can. But God doesn't change his mind about you. And sometimes believing bigger in yourself means remembering I'm not holding everything together by myself. You don't have to prove you're worthy of the promise. You just have to stay open to receiving it. Now, believing bigger in your business, let's talk business. Day 6 is for the entrepreneur who's showing up but wondering, is this really going to work? God's faithfulness in business looks like opening doors you did not force. Ideas coming when you were exhausted. Protection from things you thought you wanted. Back to the opening doors you didn't force, and God putting people in place to help with the message or the vision He gave you. Not every delay is denial. Sometimes it's direction and time for you to get clarity, time for you to sit down somewhere and actually get clear. Like I'm not moving too much on my 2026 annual planning for myself because I do want to get a little bit clearer. That's right, Katina said, but God doesn't. But God doesn't change His mind about you. And sometimes the win isn't the money yet. It's the clarity, it's the peace, it's the growth you don't see on a spreadsheet. It's the growth like, Like for my example of 2025, we are in 2026, 2025. I had growth because I made consistent income in my business. Didn't necessarily hit my financial goal, but I hit a goal of being consistent. And that consistency and me speaking the things that I really want to happen this year, last year. And I can see it coming to pass. Let's be clear. If God was faithful when you were confused, He'll be faithful when you are committed. If He sustained you when you were barely holding on, He will sustain you while you're building something new. Because you didn't get this far by accident. We have to be mindful that people, whatever age you are, I am 46 years old. I'll be 47 this year. Some people didn't make it that far. My cousin April had blood clot in her lungs. She didn't make it that far. Right? My cousin Rolly, God bless his soul, just passed away in October. Didn't make it to be 27 years old. So when we think about it, you're not here by accident. Yes, we have a lot of distractions. We have a lot of distractions coming our way. But we do have to get still. Sometimes you just have to force yourself. Like last night, I had to force myself to get off the phone. I'm in the massage chair, relaxing at night. I literally had to, after I got finished scrolling there, and put the phone down. Right? Because it's there for us to distract us. It's literally there for us to scroll. We get in scrolling thing, right? Going from scrolling and clicking on stuff, like from Facebook to Instagram to TikTok. But sometimes we gotta, well, what Erica Badu said, I can make you put your phone down. We gotta put our phone down and pick up a book. Start reading more. And I don't have the book, but I'm gonna show you on the phone. We are doing a book club for the book is titled Forgiving What You Cannot, Forgiving What You Can't Forget. I got it in the book somewhere. Oops. Let me see if I can get the cover pulled up. Here it is. Cover. This is the book, Forgiving What You Cannot Forget. Forgive what you cannot forget. Discover how to move on, make peace with painful memories, and create a life that's beautiful again. So we are going to be reading this by Martin Luther King weekend. And we want you to read at least 4 chapters by then. right? At least you want to have 4 chapters read by the end of this book. If you have Kindle, it is free. Forgiving What You Can't Forget. I had the book. It's over there. That I'm actually gifting somebody so they can read the book. But we were talking about believing bigger, and I don't know how we got on top of the book. But I want you to pause and think about this while you are laying down, put it in your notes, in your phone. Ask yourself, where have I already seen God's faithfulness in my life or my business? What am I worried about that I don't actually control? And what would it look like to rest without quitting? Now, these are some reflection questions. The first one again is, where have I already seen God's faithfulness in my life, in my business? Now, for me, I have seen God's faithfulness throughout my life, and I'm still here. I'm still standing. I'm still in my right mind. I'm not in the hospital. I'm not in jail. I'm not in the crazy house. So that's where I've seen God's faithfulness in my life. In my business, I am still, with all these different things, I'm still wanting to do the business. I'm still wanting to photograph people. I'm still wanting to help folks with the branding and visibility. Praise. And I'm seeing faithfulness in my business by God giving me my first paid in full. You know how we make accommodations, but I got to pay the full clients. Okay. I'm onboarding 2 clients this month, and onboarding two clients this month. I have a wedding photo shoot. I have a wedding event to do this month. I might have another event, but faithfulness, how God is showing His faithfulness to me in my business. Now, what am I worried about? What am I worried about that I don't actually control? The world. What was going on behind the scenes. Not necessarily worried about me making it to my certain age and the world not being as worse. I can't control the world. I can't control the corruption. I can't control the anger. I can't control the madness. I can't control the 40 die in the food. I can't control the chemtrails going on. Don't let me get started on that type of stuff. But I can't control that. But what would it look like to rest without quitting? Rest without quitting is when there's a book called Higher in Heaven. Resting, what would it do like to rest without quitting? There's a saying, the more you pray, the more you visualize. I add visualize and meditate, the less you have to do. So you can rest without quitting because your angels are working on your behalf. You got to put in some work, but your angels are finding that a client or customer because you ask. You have to, God said, ask and it shall be open to you. Seek and ye shall find. Knock and the doors will be open to you. A lot of y'all not doing those 3 things. ASK, asking, seeking, and knocking. Ask and it's be given unto you. Seek and ye shall find. Knock and the doors shall be open unto you. Okay. So day number 6 isn't about pushing harder. It's about trusting deeper. Believing bigger means I stopped carrying what was never mine to carry. The faithfulness of God. The prayer says, remove the spirit of anxiousness from my heart so I can rest in your time, and align the work of my hands with your heart. It said, Lord, my hands naturally default to business. Remove the spirit of anxiousness from my heart so I can rest in your time, and align the work of my hands with your heart and your plan. Believing bigger means that you stop carrying what was never yours. God has been faithful before, and He's not going to stop now. He's not going to stop now. He's not going to stop in 2026. I'm about to say 2025. In 2026. But in this season, y'all, we have to trust God because you cannot put your trust in man. All right? You can't put your full trust in man. You can, I don't know what is trust. You can just, I trust his chair, right? But you can't put your full trust in man. It has to be God. Trusting that God will send the right people. Trusting that God will deliver whatever the situation is. And again, I have it right here on my thing. Pray for guidance to God to expand your network and guidance on people that you're called to do life and business with. In 2026, that's a good prayer to do. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Tomorrow is on day 7. We completed 6 days because I didn't do it on January 1st, but we completed 6 days this week. Undeniable consistency. Coming from Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forevermore. And so that is what tomorrow is going to be. Again, if you're just tuning in, we have done 100 days. We are doing 100 days I believe in bigger. I call it 100 days I believe in bigger in you and your business. Coming from this book, 100 days I believe in bigger devotional journal. If you have the journal, use it, guys, and come and join us. Join me. I said, join me in the 100 days I believe in bigger and you and your business. And I'm trying to read what the back says. About you are made to believe and live bigger. And let's go ahead and confidently walk towards that in 2026. Because some of y'all don't have like-minded people around you. You have girls pretending to, you have girls that are actually mean girls. Spirit. Which Dr. Julia's not on. We're going to get that done, Dr. Julia. But I'm excited what 2026 has to offer. I will be doing the plot plan to get paid. Plot plan to get paid annual vision and workshop. Virtual workshop on January the 18th. January the 18th, I will be doing that workshop. And I'm excited. And also on that day for that book, we're going to be meeting on that same day for that book club, Forgiving What You Can't Forget. So, guys, it's your girl Theron. I hope you have a wonderful Wednesday tomorrow. And just let them, as the book says, you can't stress. You can't stress. You can't worry. The Bible says, cast your cares upon him because he cares for you. Cast them. Talk to God. Talk to your angels. Ask for clarity. Ask for your mind to be cleared. Ask for your mind to be at ease, at rest. Because a lot of times, it's not, we're talking about suicide with somebody, and it'll be our thoughts that get us. Our thoughts, our mind be racing. When I go to the spa and I'm there for 2 hours, no phone, my mind be racing. I be wanting to grab my phone. But it's getting easier to set my phone down for a little bit. For a little bit. Every time I went to the bathroom, I went and checked it. But it's easier to do it when you put your phone down, because I keep saying these are distractions. We have a goal, we have a plan. And the enemy uses our phone and stuff to distract us from getting it done, and it delays some stuff. So January the 18th, I will put it out there. I am doing the plot plan to get paid. My annual plot plan to get paid, Vision and Action workshop. It is free. It is free, but if you want the workbook that we were going over, then that workbook is $27, and it comes with the replay for this year. All right, guys. I hope you have a wonderful Wednesday, and I'll see y'all tomorrow, same time, 9 o'clock, in between 9 and 9:30.